Jesus told for me. Da, 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 da.
Okay. You want to tell me that you know how to sing?
I don't need to tell you. I sing it.
Okay.
But it's not a singing time. We have Janet in the house, and she's talking, taking control of the year. 2017 is winding down. Today is the 30th, tomorrow's 31st.
Yes.
So you'll be thinking, how do I take control of the next year? Etiquette with Janet. Hello, Janet.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great. Yes. 2017. It's almost gone.
It's gone.
This is
It's
actually
gone.
the last Saturday of the year, and it's really about, if you haven't started, it's about the right time now, or definitely at least within the first week of the month of January. You need to really sit down and start thinking and reflecting, because I mean, you really need to plan. Whatever they say, when you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're expecting a different result, it's the definition of what?
Of madness.
Yes, of madness, of insanity. So it means that this is a new year. This year has gone, and let's even focus for this 2018, because guess what? We should be looking towards stepping up to the next level, whatever that level is to you. And what I'm going to say now are tips that reflect on the past year, but you can now use the same tips to work on month by month and then throughout the entire year. And I'm going to start by saying that the first thing you really need to do now in terms of reflection really is to score your successes. Whatever happened, you know, of course, we went through trials, tribulations, you know, challenges. People went through all sorts of things in the month of, or in the year 2017. Having said that, it's still a good cause for everyone to be very grateful for being in existence today, and for whatever we went through. It's part of life's experience. I always tell people, you can't buy experience, you actually have to go through it. So whatever we went through, it's an experience, and it's only going to make us better, and we have to always be grateful for whatever the situation is. So in looking at what we're going to do now, how do we take control of 2018? First, look at your successes. You know, sit down. I mean, if you didn't have any successes, then you have to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? You know, but you must have, no matter how small it is, something went right for you. So look at your successes and score them. Score them to the point where if you feel like you really need to reward yourself for that, then do so. Because we don't reward ourselves enough. And I mean, it could be as little as buying yourself something small that you feel like you're worth it.
We always wait for someone to reward us.
Yes, we always wait for someone to reward us. And it can be something. It could even be like, today I'm going to go out and buy myself a bottle of perfume. You know, or today it doesn't even have to be buying something. It just has to be something that you can say, it's mine. This is worth, yes, it's for me and not for no one else. So score your successes and make sure that when you're scoring your successes, like I say, this is where you're going to tell yourself, I did this worked well for me. And whatever works well for you, you continue because it's doing well for you, right? The second thing I'm going to say is, because it's a new year, you've got to think big, think life. When I say think big, think life, I'm saying, what do you really want out of life? Where are you going? What ambitions do you have for yourself? In the next 1 year, 5 years, what do you really want? So you've got to think about what you want for life and then think big. Now, even if you think that it doesn't look achievable, it's a matter of you set the pace. You are the only one that can make it achievable. Don't sit down waiting for anyone. Think life and think big. Have what I call a dream first. Turn that dream into a vision. And then execute it, all right? Start with something. Start with, I want to do this year, and make it happen. My tip number 3 is about mapping out your goals. Now, this one I find very serious. Now, people say, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my master's this year, you know. I don't mean mapping out your goals and having one goal. I mean, make life goals. So I always tell people, do something called what we call a wheel of life. Sit down and think about your career, your business, your health, your family, your financial situation, your spirituality, you know, those things that really mean something to your relationships, you know, and score them. So maybe in your business, are you 3 over 10, 5 over 10, 7 over 10? Because once you do that wheel of life and you're scoring yourself, you can already see where you have some flaws that you need to develop. It is those areas that should be your goals. You should be making life goals, not one-off endless goals. You know, even if you want to build a house, that is something that you score it under an area where it's achievements, growth. You might call that growth. What do you want to grow in? Is it your education, or is it in your assets? What is it that you're looking to grow into? And so life goals should be at least nothing short of 8 or 10 life goals. And if you're scoring below 5, then your goal should be, I really want to get up to 7 or 8 this year, so I'm going to develop myself. So even if it is, so you're growing, you want to get promoted this year, but you don't really have the necessary skill sets for it, then you're thinking, I need to do some education. You might not have the time to go to university. Go online and do an online course and begin to develop yourself. So that could be one of those goals. Again, I'll say, live your own. Do not be a wannabe. Don't follow the Joneses, don't follow the Ojos. Live your own life. All right, and set goals for yourself that relate to you. Okay, so we spend so much time trying to copy other people that we don't even develop our own independent niche. And that's what I find most people do. Try and make sure that whatever you do, it's unique to you. Don't follow other people. Everybody has their own. Everybody has their own talents.
Yes.
No, everybody has a gift. You need to sit down and discover what that gift is. The more time you spend following other people, the likelihood that you'll fail. All right, so find what is good for you. Find what whether you talk a lot, maybe you have the gift of talking, you know, and you just don't know. Maybe you laugh or you make people laugh a lot. There's a gift in you that you need to sit down and discover. So live your own life. I think that's really important. Another major thing, which has to do with managing time, is act now and not later. Too much time is spent procrastinating. You know, I'm going to do it. I couldn't do it this month, by June, by December. The whole year is gone.
It's gone. You
know, and you don't want to find yourself saying, oh, I wish I had done that. Imagine a year from now, you're going to ask yourself, I wish I had started today. And today, before you know it, before you say Jack Robinson, it's another Saturday and we're sitting down here in the month, in the year 2018. So stop procrastinating. Do it now. And I'm saying January is a time to say, you know what, I'm actually going to go out and do it. And when you want to do it, mean it. You know, it's so easy to say, yeah, you know, next week I'm going to go and see so-and-so. And next week comes and goes, and you still haven't done it. So it's really about taking the bull by the horn this year, and telling yourself that whatever I want to achieve, I'm the one that's going to make it happen.
Okay, let me ask this question, you know, concerning setting goals. Some people set goals that they know from the start this isn't going to work out, but they just are very optimistic that it will happen. How important is it for us to set realistic goals?
It's more than important. You know, we always, so many times we've heard about the SMART goals, right? Being specific, measurable, you know, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, of course. You know, it's very, very, very important that when you set a big goal that almost looks impossible, break that goal down into smaller goals and take those small goals one day at a time. So by the end of December, you want to build a house. All right, or you want to buy a house. It's probably better to buy a house now. And you actually don't have the money now, January. It doesn't look as if right now, if somebody said buy a house, it's not possible. But guess what? You're going to now work yourself backwards and say, what do I really need to be able to achieve this objective? What do I need? Can I get a mortgage? Can I get a loan? What are the things that are available for me to be able to achieve that objective? And then you start looking back, then that big goal, so 6 months from now, what do I want to do? 3 months from now, what do I want to do? This month, what do I want to do? This month, maybe let me go and talk to my bankers and see what my options are. Let me talk to them in the office. Let me see what my options are. Then they give you the options and they say, well, you need to earn this amount of money. You need to pay back this amount of money. You need to save this amount of money, because saving comes into it. So maybe you're spending a lot, but because you have this big objective, the reason for saving becomes more meaningful. So you start saying, okay, for me to achieve that objective in December, I need to start saving a certain amount of money in January and onwards so that I can get to that dream. You know, and that's basically how it is. Because sometimes when you look at it, you know, the big picture, it's like, wow, this looks absolutely impossible. But then again, don't say, I want to build one big castle. You know, maybe you want to build a little what do we call a smaller house, a bungalow to start with, and later on, or I want to buy a bungalow now because I can only afford to buy a bungalow. Don't buy an 8-bedroom house when you know that's impossible. And then you're not going to use it anyway. It's not going to be functional. Because sometimes people around you that you grew up together, you school together, they have houses here, there, and everywhere, and you want to follow the Joneses, and you really can't afford it. I would say do what works for you. Don't do rat race. Don't do rat race. Yes. And again, of course, without a doubt,